I'm Corey Parker, co-host of the Morning Wake Up Call, weekdays at 9 o'clock here on Temple University Student Radio, WHIP. Wouldn't wanna waste your time.
And action. Welcome, guys. Welcome to Film Maniacs. You're listening to Emma Booth and
Ava Mosby.
And, we're Film Maniacs here at WHIP Radio. If you're a frequent listener, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. We're very happy to have you.
Super.
A little bit of background. For those of you that are new, I am Emma, everyone's favorite journalism major, but separately a lover of movies and film. And
hey guys, I'm Ava. I'm a senior. Crazy. The semester's almost over. Wow. It's pretty much over. It's pretty much over. I have like no finals. I'm a senior audio and live entertainment major, guys. But I also love film, which is why I'm here.
Yay!
And I have
and
been
probably
spending,
why you're listening.
Exactly. And I actually have been spending a lot of time on Letterboxd recently. I've been watching a lot of new movies.
Same.
And all my reviews are there. I'm pretty up to date right now, I will say. So make sure you go check them out.
I am up to date after today because I think my most recent watch, Wicked for Good. I don't know about you, but...
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen it. I'm going to wait till it comes on streaming platforms, to be honest. I don't really want to go see it in the theater.
Did you see the other one in theaters? Or
No.
You saw it on streaming?
No, I literally watched it on the plane.
You what? You watched it on the plane?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah. I'd recommend. I also just think, I don't know, but we're not going to talk about Wicked today.
We're not.
I do feel like it's weird because every time, we've been doing the show for a while, but every time we start and we do an intro, it's like, it feels like it's the first time I'm ever, like, talking on a mic. Like, ever. I don't know why.
First day jitters.
Yeah, I just get nervous to talk to you guys. Like, you just make me nervous because you're all so, like, hot and cool and...
Yeah,
I don't know.
Make me nervous.
I'm assuming I can't hear or see you, but, yeah. Yeah.
That would be kind of cool if we could. Or at least, like, see.
Yeah. It'd be an empty auditorium.
But yeah, our parents sitting in the front row.
Literally, not even, because my parents don't listen every time. So
I don't think mine either.
But yeah, we're getting into something a little bit. We're going to try to do something a little bit new today. Normally, we do a deep dive on genres. We get into
Or like a trope.
Yeah, but I kind of been wanting to do something like this for a while, but like a deep dive on an actor or actress. And today we're going to talk about Jennifer Lawrence because who doesn't love Jennifer Lawrence? Like, let's be so real. She's cool girl central. So we're going to get into a couple of her most famous films and... yeah, let's just get into it.
Without including Hunger Games.
Yes, sorry. We're not including Hunger Games today, unfortunately. Sorry to all of you gamers, as they like to say, as the kids say.
Yeah.
But
I think these are, like, top.
Yeah.
Outside of those.
So just a little background on our girl Jen, which I'm going to be referring to her as Jen throughout the episode, and I
think I might say J-Law.
I just think Jen is, like, that's my girl Jen.
Like Jen.
Hey, Jen. And, like, I just feel like Jen did, like, really good in that movie, you know? I just think Jen is a star.
She's a very good actress.
But, yeah, she's born on August 15th, 1990, making her a 30th? Leo, I believe.
Oh, I'm just going to say her age.
Oh.
She's 35.
In Indian Hills, Kentucky. She grew up in Louisville, Kentucky. And she is an actress and producer, starring in action franchises and independent dramas, with her movies grossing over $6 billion worldwide. Crazy. She was the world's highest-paying actress in 2015 and 2016. She appeared in Time's 100 Most Influential People in the World list, and in 2013, and Forbes Celebrity 100 list from 2013 to 2016. She's won an Academy Award, a British Academy Film Award, 3 Golden Globes, and a Peabody Award. Clock it. Literally clock it.
Wow.
I didn't even know all that. I thought she had more Oscars, honestly. I thought she had like 2, maybe. But that's just me.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's actually...
We just see her at a lot of award shows. Like, I feel like I see a
know.
lot of content that comes out on like the internet. It's like her at an award show, so maybe that's why.
And the iconic her falling up the stairs at the Oscars.
Yeah, and when
her
she
little,
gets flustered when the this really older actress is like there.
Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, and she's like, oh my god,
because that's her celeb crush.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I love that. I love that video. She actually was discovered just like walking on the street in New York. She was a teenager at 14. She was on vacation in New York City. She was spotted on the street by a talent scout who arranged for her to audition for talent agents. And she began her career with guest roles on television, with the first major role as a main cast member on the sitcom The Bill Engvall Show. Never heard of it. Hopefully, Bill is doing well. Not really sure.
I don't know who that man is.
I don't know who that man is. But she made her film debut in 2008 in Garden Party, and her breakthrough came with the role of poverty-stricken teen in the independent film Winter's Bone in 2010, where she got an Academy nomination for Best Actress. But she's most known for playing Mystique in the X-Men film series and Katniss Everdeen in the Hunger Games franchise. However, we will not be talking about those films today.
Neither of us.
So sorry, guys, for all of you J-Law superfans. But I honestly think that for the J-Law fans that I hope are listening, this is going to get into more of, those deep cuts even. I mean, they're not even really deep cuts, but just
if you're
interesting
if you enjoy
stuff.
Watching film, and especially if you like a specific actress or actor, you might watch some of their movies you've never seen before like their big breakout films like Hunger Games and X-Men. So
I do think an actress like Jennifer Lawrence, she is one. Well, I do like a lot of actors and actresses, but I would say she's one of the ones where if I hear that she's in a movie, it's going to make me want to watch it. Because I think that a lot of the projects that she's a part of, I don't really think I've seen her ever be in a bad movie. Where there are other actors and actresses that I like and I think are really talented, but they've definitely done movies that are not great.
Have you watched No Hard Feelings?
Yeah. I think it was still good.
Good.
I think it's just a specific type of genre that's not for everybody.
Yeah.
And it's not something that everybody's going to love. Obviously it's corny.
Right.
But I think objectively it's a good movie. It has
it's not bad.
good storyline. But I think that she really shines in the dramas that she's in. I mean, she's known for being a dramatic actress. So.
Yeah. Yeah, so these films were definitely a lot more fitting that we're going to get into today.
We're going to get into them. First, starting with Mother, directed by Darren Aronofsky. So why don't you give us a little bit about the plot, Ava?
Yeah. So basically, there is a mysterious fire of this couple's home, and so the woman or mother, played by Jennifer Lawrence,
unnamed, by the way,
which they don't name her. Which
they don't name any characters in this movie.
I'll get into my tiff about this, but yeah, she doesn't have a name. None of them have a name, really. But yeah, so she kind of takes on the role of restoring the home, and her poet husband, it's very glorified, like writer's block, basically. He's suffering in their isolated home that they're in, and there's just a bunch of weird, mysterious strangers who just bring their chaos into their home, and it just kind of spirals from there.
It gets crazy, y'all.
It gets crazy, and I mean, for me, extremely anxiety-inducing.
Yeah.
Very
they literally
much so.
have freaking World War III happening in this house.
Actually,
not
they do.
even exaggerating.
We're not exaggerating. I thought that was crazy.
It's a bomb shelter. It becomes a Revolutionary War zone. It becomes
like a refugee
space,
a worship
At
house.
one point, you're just like, who? Well, first of all, let's just talk about the production value of all of that. It almost felt like a musical in some ways, because I feel like in musical movies you get a lot of camera here, so many people in a scene. Camera here, so many people in a scene.
Yeah.
People are dancing. Everybody's, oh my God, it's
this happening
in the Heights. Everybody's woo, 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 and you're seeing everything.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it felt, and it's very everything everywhere all at once.
Yes, very much so.
And I think some people would really like this kind of film because it has a lot to analyze, a lot to work with. You've got a lot to go off of here on what you could talk about. We could talk about this movie for a while.
Yeah.
I personally couldn't.
I think I could, but I couldn't watch it again.
Yeah.
To get more in depth about it and to get a better understanding because of how anxious I was watching it.
Yeah, and I don't think even there are some movies that I wouldn't watch for a second time, maybe because of how violent they are, how like gory it is. Like you don't want to see it, but that's not what this movie. I don't even feel like it's the gore in this movie that gets me.
No,
it's a bit
frustration more, for me.
It's overstimulation. It's sensory overload, which is kind of the point. Yeah, it's very much the point. What were your main like? Would you say you liked this movie or you didn't like this movie?
Okay, I'm gonna break it into like. Okay, if I'm just gonna give you one simple answer, no, I don't think I liked it, and it's mainly because, like, I like films, and we've talked about this before, that make me think more about what the director is really trying to portray in the film and what is actually supposed to be, what we're supposed to be getting it from it as an audience, but. For me, it was so, like, I wanted to scream. I was literally, like, screaming, like, kind of not loud, but I was, like, just exclaiming very loud throughout the film to myself because I was like, why is this happening? Like, no. Like, I literally wanted to, like, go in the film and, like, stop, like, 20 things from happening. And it was just something where it was just a hard, like, it literally was a hard watch. I wanted to stop and, like, turn it off. I didn't want to watch it. And I was like, no, like, I need to finish it. But, like, I just could not. It was a really hard watch for me. And mainly just because I was like, oh, no, like, why does this keep happening? Like, it was frustrating to watch. Do I think it was good? Yes. But for me personally, I didn't. Like, if you look at it from a cinematic standpoint, yes, I do think it was good. But it was also just, like, I think it spiraled so quickly. Like, the first hour was slow. And then the second hour was like, this is happening and this is happening. And I was like, I cannot. So, yeah. My simple answer is no, but there's nuance to it.
Yeah. It's not, I would say if you are a feminist, you're not going to really like this movie because I do think the fact that knowing that it was directed by a man and knowing that I'm like, as a man, why would you conceive of this concept?
Why are you pushing this narrative further?
Not even this narrative, but it's like, I think there's an interesting story to tell with the experience that she goes through. And, like, obviously it's not saying that, like, she's crazy. Like, it's saying that, like, she's not crazy for feeling this way. It's definitely validating her feelings. Like, a lot of the camera work is really interesting. I think that was probably my favorite part of the movie, that it moved with Mother. And made her the focal point of every single shot. But, you know, she didn't have much soul or a backstory besides kind of being this, like, homemaker and Mother Earth. She kind of is Mother Earth in this movie, and Earth is the house. Mm-hmm. Because we don't really know any other setting in this world besides these things. And her space is just being continuously intruded upon, and it makes you frustrated along with her. I mean, you're seeing this visceral emotion that she's having to every single thing that's going on, and it is really hard to watch, but it's not, I think at the same time, like, she doesn't get her justice at the end. She doesn't really
That's what also I actually hated the last, like, 10 minutes too. I was like, is this necessary?
Like, I do think it's a satisfying ending for sure. Like, it doesn't really leave you with many questions, but you're like, wow, really? That's what you're gonna do with her?
Yeah.
Really?
There's so much more I could really get into, but maybe we should.
I've had this movie in my watch list for a pretty long time because I'd heard a lot about the intenseness of it, and I have watched a couple other, like, pretty intense films before, so I felt like maybe it would be something that I would like. But I honestly would have to say that I don't really like it either, but I can recognize that it's a very well done movie, and I think that, like, it's so complicated and complex and has all of these themes. A lot of the themes actually relate to the Bible in a lot of ways. So the two first strangers, intruders, the doctor and his wife are supposed to be Adam and Eve, and then their sons are Cain and Abel.
Oh, I never read the Bible, guys, so I don't know.
See, same. Like, I was also going to say, like, it's cool, but, like, that's just a bit boring to me. Like, personally, not huge on Bible stories. Like, if that's your thing, that's your thing. Like, you'd probably love this movie, actually. Well, actually, I don't know if you'd love it, because it is, if you're into the Bible, I don't know if you really love this movie.
The Bible.
But I just think that, I think mythology is really interesting, and I like references to mythology. But for some reason, I just, like, whenever I'm like, oh, it's a reference to the Bible, I'm like, ugh, like, seriously? Come on.
Because a lot of films do that.
Yeah, it's like,
Like, at the end of the day, when they say,
like
when you first mention it, I'm like, okay.
Like, low-hanging fruit in my mind. Like, everything can be related to the Bible in some way, I guess, if you, like, really try hard enough. And, like, this was a pretty, like, obvious reference to a lot of that, but it just, I don't know. Like, there's a lot. And I think we're going to get into more after we go on a brief break. So,
yeah.
hope you guys enjoy some of these songs. They're going to be songs from the second movie we're talking about, which is Silver Linings Playbook. But we're not going to get into that later, but I hope you guys enjoy these.
Bye.
Summer day, my Sherry, you're more distant as the Milky Way. My Sherry, you're more pretty little one that I adore. You're the only girl my heart beats for. I wish that you were sometimes on a crowded street.
All right. Hope you guys enjoyed those couple of songs. We are going to get right back into Mother and then talk about Silver Linings Playbook. So, I think that, like, there's a lot of really cool things that went into this movie, like hearing about the backstory of how they created the house for the movie and how everything was so meticulously planned, and so much thought was put into how the actors would move and how the camera would be able to move through the house. I think all of that kind of coming together is really, really cool. And there's a lot of metaphors and central themes that I just think are even too complicated for some, like, a movie lover like me to understand. Trust me, I'm the first person that is into analyzing films, talking about everything in every which way, but I just think, like, this one is, like, not interesting me in that sense to talk about. I don't know about you, Ava.
Like the themes of the film.
Yeah, I just think, like, if it's your thing, it's your thing.
Right.
But I just think that it's too nuanced for me to, like, want to get into it. I'm like,
yeah, I mean, if you want to, like, there's a very clear, like, stance or position that the film is taking, and it's just over glorified, in my opinion. Like, there's a very simple, like, what it's about, and it's about humanity, how it acts towards, kind of, like, themes, I guess, of, like, religion and how we treat the earth and
how we treat women.
And it's like,
she's
like,
almost a ghost, like, in this movie, too.
Yeah, I don't think, like, her actual existence in this is, like, I don't want to say it's not real, but it's kind of like a toy, like a moving piece, and it's affected by many things in this film. But it's just so, like, like, the first half I thought was just slow, and I was genuinely confused and frustrated, and I kept yelling at the screen, like, just kick them out of your house. Like, that's your house just as much as it is his. Da-da-da-da-da. You guys are a married couple.
Yeah.
And that was one of the main frustrating points for me, because I was like, who is this random? Like, anyways.
Michelle Pfeiffer did such a good job as the wife of the doctor, though. I think she was really good at, like, being that kind of uncomfortable, dark,
I think she did good.
Like, not even femme fatale, but, like just, like, mean girl type energy.
She just was so,
judgmental.
Like, I just kept asking myself, I was like, when a new person of the family showed up at the door, I was like, what are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here? Like,
yeah, this film kind of makes you feel crazy because it makes Mother feel crazy.
Seriously.
And, like, Mother doesn't like to be upset. Don't upset Mother, because...
Seriously, do not upset Mother, because... listen, I just didn't... that was, like, my biggest thing was, like, she kept, like, telling her husband, and I think eventually she was like, no, like, she'd... like, started to tell people, like, leave, you cannot be here, like, go, like, why are you here? And he just, like, played it off like it was nothing. Like, he was feeding into, like, the people's obsession of, like, wanting something from him, obsessing over him and his work. And it's just like, and he didn't really give true value to his wife in the film until she literally said, I'm pregnant.
And she's also just a part of his cycle. She's one of many. He's done this with multiple mothers. We've seen this. He's done this with multiple women. And then at the end, you see a totally different girl who is in her place. Which was starting so crazy. After the fire, where he takes the crystal out of the fire, like he said. He took it out of the fire before. So we know he's done this before, and he's going to do it again. We don't know. We know there was at least 3. There could be more. Well, who is this? Who is this monster? Who is this guy?
It's literally insane. And basically, like... It's not, it's not even the story about Mother anymore. It's about the story of male poets that are the real performative male.
And clock it.
Like, oh my gosh, when he
also is a very good actress. He makes you hate him a lot. Like, it's very good.
I hated that man for many reasons. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, literally the scene where she made the dinner for him while she is, like, about to pop, and then all these people come in the house and start taking the food and everything, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
I want to explode.
And she looked so beautiful in that scene
I
too.
want to
She had the most beautiful dress on. She had
I knew
her
he
makeup
wasn't helping her with her
did.
hair. She was doing her all
She
her
did that all by
hairstyles.
herself, and like, yeah, but sure, she's the muse of his story. Cool.
It's
I also think
Yeah.
that I feel conflicted about this movie because the only thing I knew about this movie going into watching it was that Jennifer Lawrence had a really hard time during production, like filming certain scenes.
yeah. That's what I heard about the film before too.
And that she like physically exerted herself like a lot to a point where she had to see a medic after the scene, and she had to like, and it like took a toll on her mentally and physically. And it's the scene where she's crashing out on everyone for murdering her child.
Oh my gosh, that's
Which crazy sentence, but like, yeah, that happens.
that scene.
Because we knew it was going to happen. We knew it was going to happen.
I knew it was going to happen when he took the
like
bruh, baby from
especially
her.
when she said no.
And when he was like, I am the father, and she was like, well, I'm the mother, and I was like, yes,
Yeah, and
you
the
are
mother we know the mother has more say. And I just think knowing that she was mentally and physically exhausted from doing that scene, I'm conflicted about how I feel about actors being pushed to their limits for the sake of art.
Exactly.
It feels a bit exploitative and it feels off, but also at the same time, as long as they're, I guess, consenting. And I don't think anybody, I mean, obviously the directors are pushing her into a certain, realm, into a certain place for this film, but I think, the actors have some sort of autonomy as well in how far they go and how far they push themselves. And they obviously, I think, in recent years, there's been a lot of progress with, actors being able to set more boundaries and stuff like that. But I don't know. She said in an interview that she would never want to go to a place like that ever again, and that she felt so out of control of herself before, for this, and she'd never felt like that before. So I don't know. I think those are interesting things to know about this movie. But ultimately, I just know that like this movie's not for everybody. And for me, and especially my girl Jen, I didn't love it. But I do think it was very well made, very well done, and I can appreciate that it's a very interesting movie, just not quite for me. And I do think it's also one of the reasons why she probably took a break from acting from 2018 to 2021.
Yeah.
She didn't make any movies that time, and then she came back in 2021 with Don't Look Up. And this came out in 2017. So I think it was probably one of those reasons that made her say, hey, maybe I need to take a break. Maybe I've made enough money for a little bit now. So,
yeah. It was...
Final thoughts.
I mean, I had no idea what this film was going to be first coming into it. I thought it was going to be your classic, just like kind of a horror film. Kind of the basic, like something looming in the background, going into the basement and finding some weird creature down there. It was not that, but much, much worse.
I thought that it was going to be something with like a demon baby like coming out of her
that's
some
what
reason.
I thought it was going to be more like...
I thought it was going to be like a demon baby comes out of her and like she doesn't know whether to like nurture it or kill it, and that's like, oh, is she mother or is she not? Like,
I just watched Barbarian, so this is just really funny talking about this.
Is that what it's about?
Stuff. There's mother themes in it. It's interesting, but
well, J-Law's not in it, so actually I don't think it can be mother. I don't think it can be mother scene. So,
but it was just not what I was expecting, and that's another thing. It's like I'm usually pretty good at predicting what could happen in a horror film or psych thriller, and just like, oh, what's gonna happen next? Oh, maybe this or this or this or this. It's like a good like 5 options. I could not tell what was gonna happen next. And every time something happened, I literally was yelling at the screen, like, no, don't let them in. Like, you need to say something. Like, no, you have a say just as much as he does. And why are they here? Like, I literally start to feel what she was feeling in the film of, like, oh, my God, like, going insane, no one's listening.
Yeah.
And it was just
like she does speak up for herself.
Gosh,
that's
she
the
does.
thing. Like, she's not quiet, just no one is listening to her.
And that is a feeling.
And it's even worse, almost.
That is like the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah.
So.
But on another note, a movie that doesn't frustrate you in a lot of ways and was a really great watch for me, Silver Linings Playbook, which follows just to get into the plot, follows Patrick Solitano, played by Bradley Cooper, a former teacher with bipolar who is released from a mental health facility after 8 months, and when returning to his parents' home with the goal of reconciling with his estranged wife, Nikki, he's focusing on these silver linings and fitness, but along the way, he forms this unlikely bond and partnership with a young, recently widowed woman, Tiffany Maxwell, my girl Jen, who helps him in exchange for his help in a dance competition. So I watched this movie this past weekend.
I watched it
for the first time. And I'd never seen it before, and I think it's my new obsession.
It's pretty good.
I really liked it. And I haven't watched a rom-com this good in a really long time. And I understand that it is from a golden age of rom-coms. So, and I haven't watched all of the rom-coms from this golden age, but a lot of the ones that I have watched, I think some of them can be a bit superficial and vapid and just like, okay, what are these straight people really going to do that's like, what are these white straight people really going to do that's like that interesting? Like, It's
like every rom-com ever.
Like, it just, I feel like there's a formula, and the formula gets old kind of quick. But I love movies like this that have
different,
an interesting take on a romance, and especially a romance between two people that have trouble loving themselves but are able to love each other. And I really love it. I think it's so beautiful. But
yeah,
you get into your thoughts first.
I actually like didn't know how to feel about it, but I did like that it was kind of based in like suburbs of Philly.
Mm-hmm.
Go Birds.
I think it's like West Philly.
I think it's like I want to say it's either West or like Delco kind of area.
Like, I don't even know if it's suburb really. I think it's like
I don't
just more
remember.
like
It looks
residential.
more suburby, yeah.
West Philly can look pretty suburby.
But I did like it. I didn't love it though until like the end, and I literally cried. I was like, this is so sweet. Like, I literally was like, oh my gosh, this is actually... It was the end dialogue when they're like in the street and he goes to run after Tiffany. And that literally, that monologue right there, I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's something I noted. I think that was one of my favorite scenes.
Oh my gosh, it's so sweet. But yeah, it was good.
It was one of my favorite scenes, that one specifically, because I think the performances from both the starring actors, Cooper and my girl Jen, were just so authentic and felt so real in a way that wasn't like corny rom-com. It felt very like kind of beneath the surface in a bit. So like even having like a classic chase scene like that, kind of like in the rain, or I don't even know if it was raining, but it was like wet outside, and you have that classic chase scene, but it's done in a way that was so unique and true to the characters. Like Tiffany's kind of running off in like a child like tantrum way, like she always does, and like I just and then he's catching up to her and like calming her down with this monologue of saying that he's in love with her and that it took him a while to realize it, just like it took him a while to realize that he does have problems himself. Like he was in denial kind of the whole time about like, you know, I'm not outburst guy, like I've just had some outbursts a couple times, but then kind of like accepting that part of himself and her letting him upset that part of himself, something that Nikki could have never done. I'm sorry.
She was
Nikki
bland
sucked.
in her like 10 seconds of screen time.
Nikki sucked. I hate that girl. And I want to say another word, but I hate that girl. Like, she, first of all, cheats with a teacher at their school that he also works at. And then the teacher says, hey, bud, maybe you should leave, when he walks in on them, playing the song from their wedding. Oh, my God. I would never recover.
That's
I think
crazy.
I'd have to move to a new country. I'd have to change my name.
Mental hospital.
Well, yes. Yes. I don't know if I would. I mean, I don't really like. I don't think I would beat somebody up, but that's me. But yeah, I just kind of I think that like I didn't know that it was so Philly centric either, and I love how the central plot line follows like a bet on the Eagles. And I think there's like such a cute like part of the movie that is showing how people can come together and how relationships can be built off of a love or a shared love of sports. And that's something that I really admire about Philly, that I think a lot of people who have never lived here or have never experienced like the sport culture here don't really understand and kind of judge in a lot of ways. And people are always so quick to say that Eagles fans are ridiculous and crazy and stuff like that, but I think there's just a lot more passion and pride for the city that we have here that not a lot of other cities can say. I'm sorry. And it really is represented well in this movie. And I especially love the scene where he sees his therapist at the tailgate and he's like, "Hey, buddy, what's up?" And he's like, "Hey. I'm not your therapist. I'm your brother in green today." Like, I just love that. And he's like, "We need to..." He gets like the therapist who's this very serious guy who he's been meeting with, a lot about his issues coming out of the mental health facility. He's like, "Let's beat those giants," or whatever, and like gets really and he says, some maybe inappropriate language. Yeah. But I think it was just really funny and fun to have that. And I also really, really liked the relationship of Pat and his dad. Yeah. I think that was the part that made me the most emotional, with the scene of him waking him up and kind of getting emotional about wanting to spend time with him more, with doing things with the Eagles. And something about like a grown man crying, especially over his son, is just like, it really gets to you.
Especially like they're Italian.
Yeah.
They're basically Philadelphian Italians. Like they got a hard coat on, so seeing that softness was cute.
I really love it. And I think another part that I just really loved is the scenes of Tiffany and Pat dancing together, and just the actual performance that they did was so good. I think it's probably my favorite scene I've seen in a long time. And this movie is just really entertaining. Also, like, not even talking about the themes that it brings up and the representation that it has for people with bipolar and people struggling with their mental health, but also, there's just a lot that is really just like cute and like well done. And I love the dancing scene. I think they should have got 10s because their dance was way more interesting than any other thing that we saw in there. And obviously,
it's like an 8.
Yeah, it was a competition that was especially for, ballroom dancing, I think. And, they did a lot of different styles.
And I like that they didn't hit the dirty dancing pose. I
think they should have taken it out, but I don't know.
It was interesting.
And then the absolute gall of Nikki to show up. Like, oh my God, I hate her so much. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good movie. Me personally, what I liked a lot was I don't really ever, at least from the movies that I watch, see bipolar disorder being represented in mainstream television or film. So even just seeing that, especially because I feel like that is represented more in women in film and not in men. Maybe I'm just like, this is my own, this is just something I noticed, but I liked seeing that and how real it was, and it was like they're showing the grief of the family and dealing with it, and not like that it was a kind of a burden on them, but they were still there, and they were still kind of treating him like a person, even though it was definitely hard and messy to deal with and uncomfortable, and Pat's very unpredictable in the way he acts, but just kind of seeing that, and obviously he found his trauma bond. So
yeah,
and it's not really similar trauma, but
I do think they both share similarities. Like, I almost think, I know they don't really like address it specifically, but I do think that she's bipolar as well. I mean,
she could be, but maybe there's a lack of showing that, representing that for her in the film.
Yeah, I mean, I also think it does show up in different ways, men and women.
Yeah,
and like manifests in different ways. And I think that his version of mania is a bit different maybe than her version of mania.
Yeah, for sure.
So maybe that's why we don't know it as much.
Her husband is dead, so.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty womp womp. But there's actually a really interesting video on this channel called Cinema Therapy that I got to watch a little bit about, where they kind of have a therapist that goes through scenes from movies, and they have like a therapist and a movie specialist, and they kind of break down scenes and how accurate they are of depicting certain phenomenons and things like that. And I think Bradley Cooper does a really, really good job. And the therapist said as well that it's a very accurate representation of, there's like little nuanced things of how his mania manifests itself, like how it often looks like happiness and confidence, and, you know, that Pat kind of tunes out reality, but also is very visibly uncomfortable when he realizes that he's kind of acting out.
Yeah.
And you can tell. And I think Jennifer Lawrence really, like, is so good in this movie. And, you know, she was only 22 when she did this.
Basically my age.
I mean, I used to think that was so old, but I guess now
that is kind of crazy.
Now that we're like, we're almost 22, basically. You're pretty much 22.
I'm basically 22.
So, I don't know about you, but Ava's feeling 22, basically.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy that, like, she acted like that in a film at this age.
Yeah.
Like, she's really good, so.
Yeah.
Shout out Pennsylvania Italians, too.
Shout out Pennsylvania Italians. And we're going to leave you with that as we go into our last break and then get into this last movie in the last couple of minutes. So, enjoy.
Bye.
We're seeing you. I remember too. Never stopped looking out at you. All I really do, and I still call you to meet me now. Don't you know when you crossed my path, felt like fate killed what we are. Fate don't feel like we're playing to the past. Leave everything. Wandering stars might fade away, but you know that the sun is here to stay. I'll be the weather to you, 'cause you walk the line between sugar and divine. My sweet diamond, I'm afraid of who I may discover if I live too long. At myself, staying on the move, hit another time. On the traces of you mark me now. Wandering stars might fade away, but you know that the sun is here to stay. I'll be the weather to you, 'cause you walk the line between sugar and divine. My sweet diamond, never forget that avenue. Somewhere wrapped in love with you. Since you caught my heat on you, feel the streets that led me to. Never forget that avenue. Somewhere wrapped in love with you. Since you caught my heat on you, feel the streets that led me to. And my bed's the road, I'm a straight arrow. How I feel right now, fully grown. In just a while, I'll be back in style. Way beyond the dunes, towards the sun. Wandering stars might fade away, but you know that the sun is here to stay. I'll be the weather to you, 'cause you walk the line between sugar and divine. My sweet diamond, never forget that avenue. Somewhere wrapped in love with you. Since you caught my heat on you, feel the streets that led me to. Never forget that avenue. Somewhere wrapped in love with you. Since you caught my heat on you, feel the streets that led me to. Never forget that avenue. Somewhere wrapped in love with you. Since you caught my heat on you, feel the streets that led me to. Never forget that avenue. Somewhere wrapped in love with you. Since you caught my heat on you, feel the streets that led me to.
Ich will mich nicht verändern, um dir zu imponieren.
will nicht den ganzen Abend Probleme diskutieren, aber eines gebe ich zu. Das, was ich will, bist du. Ich will nichts garantieren, was ich nicht halten kann. Will mit dir was erleben, besser gleich als irgendwann. Und ich gebe offen zu. Das, was ich will, bist du. Ohne dich schlaf ich heute Nacht nicht ein. Ohne dich war ich heute Nacht nicht heil. Ohne dich komm ich heute nicht zur Ruhe. Das, was ich will, bist du. Ohne dich schlaf ich heute Nacht nicht ein. Ohne dich war ich heute Nacht nicht heil. Ohne dich komm ich heute nicht zur Ruhe. Das, was ich will, bist du. Ich will nicht alles sagen, will nicht so viel erklären, will nicht mit so viel Worten den Augenblick zerstören, aber eins gebe ich zu. Das, was ich will, bist du. Ich will auch nichts erzählen, was sich nicht interessiert. Will mit dir was erleben, was uns beide fasziniert. Und ich gebe offen zu. Das, was ich will, bist du. Ohne dich schlaf ich heute Nacht nicht ein. Ohne dich war ich heute Nacht nicht heil. Ohne dich komm ich heute nicht zur Ruhe. Das, was ich will, bist du. Ohne dich schlaf ich heute Nacht nicht ein. Ohne dich war ich heute Nacht nicht heil. Ohne dich komm ich heute nicht zur Ruhe. Das, was ich will, bist du.
All right, we're back, guys. Just
Hey.
for this last couple of minutes, we're gonna get into the most recent Jennifer Lawrence movie that just came out, Die My Love. Ava hasn't seen it yet, so I'm gonna talk about it very briefly. But if you want to hear more, you should totally check out the November movie reviews that I wrote that are coming out hopefully tomorrow, where I get into Die My Love, I get into Opus, which we talked about
Yes.
a couple weeks ago, and also Wicked for Good. So if you're interested in any of those movies, definitely check out my review, but just kind of a little bit chatting about this movie. We've got my girl Jen, of course, Jennifer Lawrence, playing Grace, a young mother who's just moved into a secluded Montana farmhouse with her husband Jackson, played by Robert Pattinson. And she becomes exacerbated by the early responsibilities of motherhood and marriage and starts to descend into madness and psychosis. So ultimately, I don't really know how I feel about this movie still. I think it's very middle of the line for me, kind of leaning towards good. I think I ultimately am giving it a 4 out of 5. But I didn't really like it walking out of the theater. I often like when a movie leaves things up for audience interpretation, but I felt like there were just too many unanswered questions and things that I needed more of. But it grew on me, honestly. I think it's just something that you have to really, like, it really makes you think about a lot of things. So I think I just was kind of forced to think about a lot more that I couldn't really do in the theater, if that makes sense. Yeah, so I just think the scenes, it's a bit hard to follow, which is kind of the point. And it's a bit similar to Mother in a lot of ways, I think. And I think her performance mirrors her performance in Mother a little bit because it's very physical in this movie as well. Which I was a bit surprised at, knowing how she talked about never wanting to kind of go back to that place with Mother, but it does feel a little bit reminiscent of that here. She plays these complexities, and this character really showed her range and dedication to a scene. And And yeah, I just think there's a lot with the performance that is a bit different because obviously the premise of this movie is a bit different, but it still deals with the like issues of motherhood. And also like it is a movie, I would say it is a movie about postpartum depression, but apparently the director Lynn Ramsey said that she didn't want people to say that it's a postpartum depression movie, which I don't know. You don't really see a lot of movies about postpartum depression or like
so why would they want to
stories diving into that.
Well,
I think it doesn't, I think because I think she says that in interviews and talks about that because the film doesn't really tell you what to think, but more so shows you an experience of motherhood and you're supposed to interpret it for yourself. And I do find that aspect very beautiful, but I do wish there was a little bit more backstory on the couple. I think Robert Pattinson did a really good job in this role as well. But I just feel like there's a lack of foundation to hold on to. And I just want a little bit more of that. So all in all, I think the conclusion of today's episode is we love Jennifer Lawrence.
yes, she's a great actress.
We love Jennifer Lawrence. And go see Die My Love in theaters. I do think it's an interesting experience that people should go and see themselves. And read my review.
Go read it.
That's all I have to say as
Yeah.
we close out for today. So hope you guys
thanks,
enjoyed today's
guys.
episode.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you. We have our last episode of the semester, and I
Wow,
think
this is our last episode together.
ever.
We'll be next week.
Oh my god, we've been doing this since freshman year, spring semester.
Yeah.
And it's going to be really weird to do.
Wow.
I'm either going to do this senior year. I think I'm going to try to find a co-host senior year, a consistent co-host.
Yeah, I think you should, honestly.
And they can, when I leave, maybe
take it over.
they
Yeah.
continue the film Maniacs legacy. Hopefully a younger...
The legacy better keep going.
I hope that somebody continues this show. I hope that there's still some film maniacs out there.
There
in
definitely
the world.
are. Just gotta find them.
Please, guys.
Wow, that's actually so crazy.
Yeah.
Start of this show. 2023.
Yeah, check out my November movie reviews coming out tomorrow. Also, Reggaetoned In, I host a Spanish music show on Sundays at 3 p.m. So last couple episodes, check that out. You can also check out my latest review at eBooth7 on Letterboxd and Ava's.
Ava Michelle 24. It's up to date, guys. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Well,
One more episode next
one more
week.
together, and then guys, you're stuck with me in the spring. I'll be having some guests though, so if you guys want to come on and talk with me in the spring as a special guest of the week, please reach out to our Instagram.
Filmmaniacs.whip.
Yeah, do it. Okay, that's all we
right.
have for today, y'all.
Thank you guys
We
so
will see you guys
much.
next week, same time as always.
Bye.
Bye.